we don't have Coast Guard.
Right.
Okay, we used to have Coast Guard from the United States, and they pulled out, 20 years ago. So now we have so many poachers: Japanese, Koreans, Chinese. Oh yeah, they come and poach the water. They get the shark. They get the.
They take everything, yeah.
Everything. Tuna. Do you know that 100 pounds of tuna, a yellowfin,
It's worth millions.
worth thousands and thousands of dollars in the restaurants in Tokyo. Okay, so they poach. A lot of people live to homeland of China, Korea, and Japan, and they make a lot of money. But since United States pulled their Coast Guard out 20 years ago, with the spread to have somebody of some real big boats and Coast Guard boats and everything else to patrol, because they're poaching, man. They're poaching so many, and they come close to the reef.
So what's the deal? So you have these Japanese and Philippine and fishermen from all around,
Yeah.
and Palau is left with nothing, yeah?
Yeah. So that's why we're willing to pay Japan,
Yeah.
Japanese company, to take care of that, because it's a bad.
So why didn't the United States put Coast Guard boats around it again?
Yeah, why did the United States take care of this?
It's
I mean,
a possession.
They put their Coast Guard 20 some years ago.
Well, they need to reinstate it.
Yeah, and so we haven't had the Coast Guard to really patrol the ocean. See, the oceans is the wealth of the islands. There's so much fish and everything, and clams and all that stuff. And China and Japan and South Korea are just mining those oceans.
Yeah.
Wow.
They can live. China, its ship, as those fishing vessels are so huge. They can live for a month on the ocean and mine so much money. Fish, turtles, shark, anything you can think of.
So in your family in Palau, do they say, oh, look, the fishing is not what it used to be, it's not as good as it used
No, but see, the islands have the reef.
Oh, okay, I see.
They're all surrounded by reefs, so they cannot come behind the reef, between the shore and the reef.
Uh-huh.
But they stay in the deep ocean and steal.
And steel. How close do they come to Palau then?
Oh, right there.
Like right across the street?
Yeah, right there, right behind the.
So that leaves nothing for you guys to fish.
No, remember, this is a big Pacific Ocean. The fish and everything is breeding. But if they continue to do that, plant all these island treasures like fish and everything else,
Yeah, well, I think in Palau's case, maybe the much bigger concern than the availability of fish is the tourism. Because of how much of your revenue is based on
tourism,
scuba diving and so forth?
Oh man, probably
Half.
50%.
Wow.
So the last thing that Palau needs is depleted scuba diving area.
There you go. Because the divers come from all over the world, and if they go over there and they don't see the presence of fish, what do they?
Yeah.
Dead lagoon, dead ocean. That's our main thing, man. That's tourism, into scuba diving and all that stuff. Blue burners.
But yeah, I mean, I've heard a yellowfin tuna. They say the fatty tuna from the belly of the fish they sell in Japan for.
Like I said,
And they're not
100 pounds of tuna can command in the restaurant in Tokyo from $5,000 to $12,000.
Unbelievable.
And they don't feed them any of that stuff like you do normal tuna. They're not bred in. They're not.
Oh no, these are ocean grown. I mean, but so if they leave the port of Tokyo or Kyoto or any place in Japan and have this mega big ship, they can make thousands and millions of
Well, does the
dollars.
United States go and do any of their fishing in the water so that they don't?
No, it's mostly Java. No, it's usually
So
Java.
we do it here and feed them all this stuff that's no good for them too much.
Yeah.
No, but I think that you're thinking of farmed fish.
Farm
No,
fish.
we don't farm.
There's no fish farming there.
So rather than fish farming in the United States, why didn't the United States go to Palau? It's their possession and get some.
Well, no,
of the fish that are
Palau
good.
is not U.S. possession.
Yeah.
It's called an economic compact.
Yeah, compact.
So
They work together.
They work
But-
together. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering about with Japan, because the U.S. isn't Palau in the economic compact. I thought that perhaps the Japanese patrolling Palau water would be sort of a threat to the U.S. compact.
Yeah, but remember, it does. But then, like remember the last time we talked, I said, but with that, but we're autonomous.
Right? Autonomous, yeah.
Yeah, that means things that we can make decisions concerning that particular. Now,
I think it's maybe a little below the radar,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, below the level. And then on top, let's say, national security, that cannot be attributed to another country besides the United States.
Right.
Okay, United States need that. That vessel lane
Right.
to, to provide security. So you know what I'm saying? That means United States is the only country that is allowed to patrol all those oceans.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of military.
But they don't do it, do they?
No, in military. In terms
I
of
see.
military.
Okay, so in the case of Japan, it's not a military
It's
patrol.
not military.
It's a poaching,
Yeah, it's
essentially.
poaching, essentially.
So now, what's happening? How many? Would you say there's probably about as many Palauans in the United States as there are in Palau?
Yeah.
Probably.
Really?
Probably more. Probably more.
More, huh?
We have 20,000 people living in Palau.
20,000.
Yeah, and there are more overseas.
What's another country besides the U.S. where Palauans like to live?
We have a lot of people. We have a lot of Palauans in Europe, but mostly United States. I think 80%.
Well, the United States is good because you can come and go, and
Yeah, yeah.
when you're living here, it's like
Yeah,
same
it's
as
like-
America.
Yeah, same, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about Australia or
Or
Hawaii?
we do have. Yeah.
Hawaii?
Well,
no?
yeah, but that's a state, though.
Yeah.
You know, Hawaii is a state.
Yeah.
But see, I think majority of the population, Palauan population, are mostly concentrated in Hawaii, Oregon, Washington, California.
California, yeah.
You got a
How
lot
much
of
in Colorado?
them here.
400, around 400.
And let me ask you, are the ones in Colorado, are you basically the ambassador for all the Colorado Palauans?
Jim like, man, I spent more time running.
And then he